number 2 for the Sky. Welcoming earlier for at least a little bit of this game. Our starting lineup is presented by Physicality, and off we go. Soda's first game since that heartbreaking Game 5 WNBA Finals loss in an epic series against New York. Their defense, you can see it even in the preseason. It's tight. Good pass from Vandersloot to Cardoso to get the scoring rolling.
And that's what I want to see more of. This is last season you just didn't have the guards who were able to create off the pick and roll like that. But to get Kamilla Cardoso involved in pick and roll offense, that's going to bode well for the Sky this year.
Rare miscommunication there. Now Atkins again with a Vandersloot. If you haven't seen this 5 yet for the Sky, they're going to roll that. Alana Smith, the former Chicago Sky, got the deflection there. And now Heidemann back to Smith down low. Pretty pass and pretty finish for Smith.
That's why Alana Smith is sneaky good. She's listed at EIM about heights, Jason. But that's what she's able to do so well, is just get behind the back line of defenses. She's sneaky good.
She's definitely found her best fit in Minnesota. Sky fans loved her when she was here. Matched up against Cardoso down low. Friendly roll there for Cardoso, getting the bucket.
You really saw Kamilla jump hook over her left shoulder. I like this from Kamilla Cardoso.
Williams, the mid-range queen, couldn't knock it down. Atkins happened the other way. And Cardoso talked about that after the win over Brazil the other day, being utilized in different ways. The ball movement was evident in that game. It's evident again today. 4 players have touched the ball. Doesn't quite lead to a bucket. Back comes Courtney Williams. She and Heidemann both joined this Minnesota roster last season. Collier's first jumper off the mark. Nafisa Collier coming off a special season, to say the least, trying to carry that momentum into this year for the Lynx. Vandersloot looking for 3. Collier the board.
You talk about Nafisa Collier, as Alana Smith again gets behind the Sky defense for an easy bucket in transition. But Nafisa Collier, defensive player, and then she carries that over to her own league, the Unrivaled League, where she's MVP of that league as well.
Nurse in the corner, hit 3 triples on Friday against Brazil, couldn't knock it down there. Courtney Williams hit some big shots in WNBA Finals a season ago. So did Collier. Of course, several players out there from Minnesota right now that had career years. Collier 0 for 2 to begin. Atkins likes what she sees. Came up short. Angel Reese there to clean it up.
So many offensive rebounds came in transition off plays just like that. It's really hard to box someone out in transition.
She averaged 17 rebounds a game in the 2 games the Sky and the Lynx played against each other where she was healthy last year. The Sky clearly looking to run, clearly looking to put the 3s up. Reese had positioning. Yeah, Heidemann taps it away. Look at that last Angel Reese bucket.
It's 3 in transition, because you know that you have a great chance to get that offensive rebound.
Alana Smith seems to finish back most games with a bump and a bruise or 2. She goes down on the baseline there, got the steal. Limping back into the play as Collier couldn't hit the 3. Ariel Atkins, Angel Reese, Courtney Vandersloot, Kamilla Cardoso, Kia Nurse, the 5 on the floor for the Sky. Vandersloot on the pull-up, familiar with these rims.
She's familiar with these rims, but we're all familiar with her game, especially using the pick and roll. We've seen her hit Kamilla Cardoso as a roller, but she can also use that ball screen for herself.
Atkins with the steal, lead feed for Reese. Little clutch at the rim, couldn't finish around Courtney Williams, who got back. But Vandersloot right there to snatch it away. She does get around Williams. What a pass over to Reese, and a foul. Angel Reese has talked about already Courtney Vandersloot making her life a lot easier. Magellan. Lynx off to a slow start from the field. Carlton coming off a career season, shot 44% from 3 last year. Down to Collier, who does draw a foul.
Nafisa Collier takes advantage of the mismatch.
Collier averaged 20 points per game last year, 9 rebounds. University fee was so good. She and Angel Reese, as we mentioned, had some good battles last year.
I like that.
Playoff fee. long ways away, but Minnesota, their mindset is on avenging their WNBA Finals loss from last year. Vandersloot, late time, it was beautiful. Cardoso couldn't finish underneath. I can see you smiling, Jimmy. That's what is back in Chi-Town, the deceptiveness. And Collier able to finish through traffic.
Well, it's just such.
It was.
Camilla just leaves that a little bit higher, and that's 2 points.
Between her and Atkins, we could be dropping some dimes this year here to Wintrust. So patient. Good idea to tap to the corner. Atkins, oh, not sure how she hit that, but she did.
That was so smooth and just so efficient. She didn't have to do a lot to create that. Just a simple little jab move, create a little bit of separation, get the defender to pause, and then knock it down.
Heidemann, nice in and out dribble, ran into the nurse. Good tap away. Smith came away with it, always in the thick of traffic. Alana Smith couldn't finish, tumbling to the deck, and Cardoso the board. Now back comes Atkins. Vandersloot's at the rim. Atkins pass to Nurse. Open three.
Shooting threats on this team right now for Chicago. It's not only gonna create opportunities to knock down more threes, that's a given, but what it's also gonna do is space the floor for driving lanes as well. You have to respect the three-point shooters on this team.
Cardoso will get a block added to her stat sheet there. Carlson couldn't hit. Elizabeth Williams and Rebecca Allen getting set to check in for the Sky. Carly Samuelson and Alyssa Peely ready to come in for Minnesota. Our first substitute.
Last season.
A little shout out on that mic'd up as well to Ann Crosby, Chicago Sky trainer, 20 years with the team now. Sneaking into Magellan mic'd up, as she should.
I can't imagine this franchise without Ann Crosby. She does a little bit of everything.
Atkins with 2 to shoot, has already hit one tough one. Tough rebound down low. That was wnbahighlightstoday who snagged it. Led to a 3 from Vandersloot.
Again, three-point threats all around the arc for Chicago this season. And Michaela Onyenwere, she comes in. Oh my goodness, Jason. She comes in right away and makes her impact. No.
Beck Allen thought that was clean. Instead, Samuelson left. Over at the scores table, see Haley Van Lith getting set to check in along with.
Yeah, you think this fan base is
They're hyped up for her.
Excited?
They're excited. Coming off a really good preseason debut, her Wintrust debut on the home floor. Samuelson got space, had to double clutch though, made the shot tough. Then a tie-up on that rebound that took a while for the tie-up to eventually happen. Between future ahead for Haley Van Lith, just getting underway. Second quarter, Chicago up 24-11. Courtney Williams, veteran guard, former Chicago Sky. This fan base loved her during her 1 year here and has fit in so well in Minnesota. Badan with the bucket down low. She checks in for the first time. The 30-year-old rookie out of France. Remember a couple of years ago, the Sky had a 30-year-old rookie in Rebecca Gardner. A lot of overseas experience for Badan, but first year in the WNBA.
The Lynx is that rare team. They have a 30-year-old rookie and they have a 20-year-old rookie.
Exactly. They run the range of making excellent offseason moves. Heidemann on a bullet pass. Able to finger roll that home. Grace Berger in as well now for Indiana Hoosier. Reese and Van Lith operating around one another. Reese goes to work, started out high, tried to finish down low. This Minnesota team can run. Williams, the speed, that's her shot, loves the mid-range. It was a 67-62 overtime loss for Minnesota against New York in Game 5 of the finals last year after a phenomenal. Berger drew a foul.
And shoot the 3, but
the not so lost art.
Right.
Peely connects from 3. That's also kind of an underrated aspect of her game.
Well, and she's made herself. She's self-made three-point shooter. Her first 3 years at USC in college, she made 35 total threes.
Trying to catch up to that. Berger couldn't get there. Atkins, Vandersloot back out with each other. Saw a good chunk. Wnbahighlightstoday playing good minutes. She played so many good minutes down the final 15-20 games last year for the Sky. Nice pass. Despite that not going in, you just see the freedom of these bigs to work with Vandersloot as Badan goes up and under, and Minnesota really likes what they're going to potentially get with her.
A tremendous size advantage, Cardoso versus Peely, and just wasn't able to convert on that last possession.
A few days for Angel Reese. Also want to give a birthday shout out to our amazing stage manager, Karen Higgins. Big birthday for her as well. We had a cupcake party before the game. There's a pick and roll party going on the floor.
I love it. We go back to pick and roll, just back to the foundation, how we began this game. And I love the screen by Cardoso. It was a very legal screen, but she definitely laid Courtney Williams out, and I love it.
Berger, catch and shoot. Berger trying to make this Minnesota roster. Had time with Indiana last year, got back, nearly had the steal. Nurse back on the floor for the Sky, which is how the game started with this lineup. Minnesota's cut the lead to 4, though. It was double digits.
I like her exerting her will and then using that momentum to finish at the rim.
Working through contact in traffic, cutting across the lane there for the bucket.
I'm seeing a Camila Cardoso so far in this game, Jason. Like, she's not afraid to use her physicality. She's finishing through contact. She's leaving it high.
No rebounds per game there. Shot 64% from the field. Berger again, stopping and popping. Pretty shot from Grace Berger.
That was really nice. Cheryl Reeve is very high on Grace Berger. She said that she has a really good understanding and feel for the game. I thought she was very well coached at Indiana under Terry Morin, and she just never really fit into what
has helped cut the Sky lead to 4 for Minnesota. Peely got strips. Oh, Reese thought it was clean, and the rest of the Wintrust Arena thought it was clean too.
My emotions, I just experienced the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows.
Now you're back up. They call those cookies in Baltimore, by the way, on the strip. Playground, it would have counted. This one does count down low for Cardoso. Peely turns the corner, kicks it out. Badan came up short.
A defensive play by Angel Reese. I mean, Peely was going downhill. She's physical. She's definitely got the strength to muscle that to the rim. That's a great job by Angel to stop her momentum.
The quick ball feed right back down low to Cardoso. Goes to work once again. Just can't overstate what Vandersloot is doing to get this offense. How comforting is that as a big? You know you run, you know you do your job. This point guard is going to find you. This Hall of Fame point guard is going to find you.
There's nothing worse floor and we don't get the ball. At some point, it kind of makes you say, well, hey, why do I keep running for if you're not going to pass me the ball? Courtney will pass you the ball.
She's going to pass you the ball. The Sky's all-time leader in assists and assists per game. Back in the Sky uniform after a couple of seasons in the Big Apple. But then tried to call glass from the 3. Alana Smith back in down low. Out to Williams, the trigger strong. Vandersloot looks up. Just fun to watch her handle the ball. Over to Atkins. Couldn't hit. Cardoso, big rebound. And you're going to earn extra possessions for Vandersloot to go right back to work as well. And if you keep giving her extra possessions, she's just going to do that.
Everything. Courtney Vandersloot gets the defensive rebound. The first thing she does is look up.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois through it all. Same 5s back out there. Been competitive and fun seeing how much we've been able to see some of the projected starters for both of these teams when the regular season rolls around. No Kayla McBride today for Minnesota. That's for Lynx fans if you're tuning in wondering where Kayla McBride is. Just a phenomenal, maybe underrated career for her. Double figures every year for over a decade straight now. Courtney Williams working down low. But Dan, we are seeing a look at what she could be in this Minnesota offense, drawing another foul.
Courtney Williams is an anomaly to me. I mean, she led their...
The Village of Bedford Park is proud to be an official economic development partner of the Chicago Sky. Visit Village of Bedford and Courtney Williams. Of course, she was loved here in Chicago. Kind of had to play point guard here. Then she goes off the ball in Minnesota, more fluid down the road. Do you see that kind of flexibility for her? Maybe a similar Courtney Williams type role?
I do. I think that's a really good comparison as far as both of their abilities to play on the ball or off the ball. Courtney Vandersloot is a true point guard. She's at her best with the ball in her hands. Whereas Haley Van Lith, she doesn't need the ball in her hands. In fact, she's really good of giving the ball up and then getting it back for a shot later. She's really good at starting an offense and finishing the offense.
Just finished it right there, right on cue. 5-point game. Atkins on the catch and shoot. Well off the mark. But that is something she's going to bring to this Sky offense. Alana Smith running and finishing.
Alana Smith is really the 5 in this offense, even though she's really not a 5, but she's matched up defensively and offensively versus opponents' 5s. She can outrun virtually any big in this league.
But Dan with the block, Reese with the follow-up.
So I'm seeing some of that versatility that Coach Marsh was talking about, what he wanted to see out of Camilla and Angel. Not just back-to-basket players, but taking the opponents off the bounce, finishing at the pick and roll.
There's been an ease about it too, like it's so instilled in their mindset. This as well, Angel Reese bringing the ball up the floor. An expansion of what we'll see, a pirouette in the paint and the finish from Angel Reese. It was pretty.
Coach Marsh doesn't want to put his players in a box. He wants them to be multi-dimensional. And hey, if leading the break, taking it coast to coast and making a ballerina move to finish is part of that dimension, if that's a dimension,